What's up, YouTube? So, I want to come through and talk with you guys about a specific segment of black men, more specifically dark-skinned black men, who will either date outside the community or date outside of their skin tone. And when they do this, they end up getting low-key sort of like a wake-up call. And I think this may kind of go over everybody's heads, but this happens where either for some reason or another, kind of like the relationship doesn't work out. He realizes where he ranks within society and within society's dating hierarchy, right? Then once he realizes that he can't really, he can't really quote unquote win when it comes to getting these non-black women, or even, oddly enough, sometimes even these light-skinned mixed biracial women. Then they want to make their way back over to, the black queen, right? The black queens, the brown-skinned, dark-skinned sisters, right? And low-key even want them to, play kind of like the cleanup woman, you know? I heard this kind of being mentioned as like, the come down woman, right? Whereas it's like sometimes these dudes will use the brown skin, dark skin black women as the come up woman. Sometimes that happens, right? And sometimes they'll use them as the come down woman, right? And also, we just recently saw this with that African soccer player who had like married, I think he married this white woman and had like maybe 3 kids by her. Then for some reason he let her control all of his finances and affairs and stuff like that. And then when the divorce happened, I think she wound up getting pretty much just about everything he had. Then he goes back to the woman he left her for, the black queen, right? They always come back to black, right? You notice that in every situation, outside of this situation and just in general, folks always want to come back to black, right? When they get that slap in their face, right? And then they want to come running back to black folks, right? And the black African woman, the black African queen, took him back and married him. I don't know what for. Maybe I don't know. I'm not in their relationship. I don't know what's up. I don't know, but that did happen, right? And that's just like an example within the media. Of course, there's other examples too we can mention, but that's just something that came to mind, off the top of my head. So yeah, you notice that these dudes, these dark skinned, brown skinned dudes, want to use the dark skinned, brown skinned women as cleanup women when things don't go the way they planned it to go across the fence or even outside of their skin tone, right? And honestly, to keep it 100% real, keep it all the way 100, honestly, I feel like a brown skin, dark skin black man has the best chance of quote unquote winning when it comes to dating. He has the best chance of winning when it with brown skin and dark skin black women. I think that's probably the best option that he has as far as getting someone who you feel like you're, quote unquote, equally yoked, right? But I don't think they realize this. Maybe they don't care to realize this. Maybe they do realize this. I don't know. Maybe they're just too color struck or too whitewashed in the mind to realize this. But yeah, if you really think about it, it does seem to go down like that. Even within the community, when it comes to these light-skinned, mixed and biracial chicks, because trust me, they're going to get the most out of their, light skin mixed biracialness. Right? All right. They ain't going to be just settling for any dark skinned brother that comes along. Right. Because they're going to be going for, the looks, the money, the swag. Right. They're going to be trying to get the most from it. And especially if they really do look good, then they really do have options, inside of the community and outside of the community. And women want to get the most for their options, usually, except maybe brown skinned and dark skinned black women. I don't know. Um, but again, something to think about. And again, when this does come up, right, there's oftentimes light skinned, mixed, and biracial women in the media who you would expect to be with a brown skinned, dark skinned brother, but oftentimes they're not. Think about it. Think about the light skinned, mixed, biracial women who are in the media. Think about it. Many of them aren't with brown skinned and dark skinned black men. So I think that, these brown skinned and dark skinned black men may be so color struck. And, they kind of have the market when it comes to the low quality women of other groups, including light skinned, mixed, and biracial women. I think they may have that market cornered. I don't know if that's the phrase. When it comes to those women, right? But when it comes to, the elite, high tier, top of the barrel, if you will, women of other races and also just other skin tones, I don't know if it plays out like that. Not to say that a brown skinned, dark skinned man can't get a good looking non black woman or a good looking non dark skinned woman. Because, yeah, that can happen. But oftentimes it plays out it plays out like, oh, he can get the good looking woman if he has like a lot of money or some fame and a lot of money, right? Um, so, yeah. But kind of went off on a tangent there. But let's get back to this cleanup situation here. All right. So these dudes, they realize, reality hits them, and it's like, oh, it's like, I can't, they realize where they rank. Reality hits them, and they finally realize where they rank within society and within the dating hierarchy, right? And then that's when they want to come and run back to, the brown skin, dark skin, black queens, right? To come and save the day. Clean this up and help even. And he probably coming with some mixed race children too, some biracial children too, and wanting her to play stepmom to the kids. And some of them are willing to do it. But honestly, I kind of think that should be sort of like a red flag for brown skin and dark skinned black women. If he has a biracial child, that should be a red flag, I think, as well. If he has a dating history that seems to include a lot of non-black women, almost exclusively, or either just a lot of light-skinned black women, you could be dealing with a sellout, that sellout that got their wake-up call, and now they're coming back to you. And also, you got to think what they're coming back to you with. Are they coming back to you with the same thing they were going to the non-black women and the light-skinned mixed biracial women with? Or are they coming back to you, tired, defeated, broke, busted? Like, some people, and this is just in general though, some people tend to only want to come around when they're at their low point. But when they're at their high point, you don't tend to see them. It's almost like they just come around in some situations just to use people until they get back on their feet, and then you never see them again once they get back on their feet, right? You know. But notice these light-skinned mixed biracial women and non-black women, they don't tend to seek those women out for cleanup women, right? The brown-skinned, dark-skinned black men who engage in this type of behavior, they don't ever tend to seek those women out for the cleanup woman position. Why is that? Probably because they know that they're not going to do it, right? And you know they'll butter you up too and be like, "Oh, I love a chocolate black queen." Right off the bat, if they saying chocolate, side eye. Give a side eye. All right. I've been called that out. All right. Folks who, I mean, I know we can, joke around and say folks is chocolate and folks is this and folks is that and all that. Yes, we do. All right. And if you someone who likes being called chocolate, more power to you. But I'm just saying, just be aware. Just be cognizant of what that possibly could entail, what that possibly could involve. All right, where that possibly comes from, right? It could come from a place of like fetishization and just wanting to just avoid saying dark skin because they're so color struck. They probably think that dark skin is a bad thing, right? And honestly, I think some women kind of feel the same way. That's why they refer to themselves as chocolate versus saying dark skin. And some will say brown skin. I think brown skin women might not be as bad with that. Um, but yeah, again, something to think about, you know. So, you know. And also another thing to note, oftentimes when these dudes date outside the community or date outside of their skin tone, their standards seem to be lower when it comes to the women they get with. But when they want to get with the brown skin, dark skin sisters, then all of a sudden they want to try and raise their standards now for some reason. Like, no, get the dark skin, brown skin female equivalent that you were with when you were across the fence or when you were dating outside of your skin tone. Right? But see, he kind of is figuring out rank, right? Because I think a lot of black men, not all, but I think quite a few, aren't exactly cognizant of where they rank when it comes to society and the dating hierarchy and all that good stuff, right? And of course, there are exceptions to the rule, but I'm just saying, right? Especially with all this media propaganda that's coming out, the interracial dating agenda that's being pushed on black men, right? They got some black men kind of, you know, feeling themselves. Some, thinking they can just have any and every non-black, any and every woman, just period, just any group, and that they're going to go across the fence and just, win so much, right? Not saying that it doesn't happen, because I'm sure it does, but I'm just saying that when it comes to these dudes, if they looking for a brown skin, dark skin cleanup woman, then probably they didn't do so well across the fence. And then some people gonna come through, well, maybe they woke up. Maybe they got woke. Okay, all right, you got woke. Congratulations, right? But when you woke up, I was like, what status are you at when you wake up? Don't be broke. Don't be busted. Don't come to folks with nothing to really offer. But again, that's up to the woman. If she wants to accept that and she wants to play, mammy to these Negroes, go ahead. More power to you. Because I think a lot of black women, they probably do want to play mammy because they want to play cleanup woman, want to play a super black woman, super wonder black woman, right? Some of them do because as quiet as it's kept, that's how many black women, especially brown-skinned and dark-skinned black women, get validation in the community. Sadly. But I'm going to bring this video to a close. This video was a bit of a rant. I was all over the place. My bad. But let me know what you think. Until the next video, adios and goodbye for now.